here is the peach tree. That branch over there is so low that when those things get their weight on them, it's gonna sag to the ground. This has more peaches than I have ever had on a tree this year. It's gone. It weathered several frosts, actually. And let me show you when I get closer. I hope I'm not going to be too bouncy here. I can't use that gimbal. I have to use my little handheld stabilizer. I want you to see this. I mean, see? Look at these peaches. There's peaches everywhere. There's peaches everywhere. Everywhere. This thing is so loaded with peaches. Oh my goodness. If half of these peaches make it to maturity and they stay, you know, I'm going to have some peaches to can for the first time ever. And there were peach trees here when we moved here. They weren't here on this back here. This one was one we bought later. The first two were really diseased and I had to cut them down. But this one, oh my word, it is crazy how many peaches are on this tree. I hope you can see them on here. I can see them, but of course it's harder on the camera with the sun in your eyes. It's loaded. So I'm praying I have some peaches this year, not only to eat warm off the tree and juicy, but also to can, because I've never had enough to can. And I never could make myself buy peaches to can because it's like, I have a peach tree, darn it, I'm gonna have peaches off my tree. Anyway, this is way in the back corner of the first lot. Our property, see our fence stops right down here, but the property goes all the way down the hill. You can see the roof of that house down there. We own to the center of the road down there, just like they do. But I wasn't gonna put my fence way down there. It's just too rocky to even get through. But yeah, I'm started to go back here to make chicken graves. This little one right here is Mina. That's Scarlet. This is one already ready for someone else. And Bonnie's right over there, just past the peach tree. It's where I dug up a big PVC pipe that had concrete on the bottom of it, and when I dug it out, it left a hole, and all I had to do was widen it for Bonnie. So I started going back here instead of what we used to call the graveyard, because there's just no room left in the graveyard. It's too rocky. Every time we try, we're hitting rocks. See, this is what we dug up right here, and I just kind of lean them in there to hold the fence up. The deer won't stay out of this fence. I've been meaning to, I told my husband, I said, we need some blood meal. Like, who suggested that to me? Was that you, Linda Myers? Somebody suggested blood meal would keep that smell, I used to have some, but I must have used the whole thing up. I don't know. Anyhow, so there's that. The peaches, oh my gosh, the peaches. Here's a chicken video for you. There's little Mace. He's about 2 years old. He was hatched with Iris, so they're a little over 2 years old. And his 4 big bird rock girls. Oh, Athena, we gotta de-poop your behind. Your fluff has got stuff stuck to it. She has Velcro fluff. Everything sticks to it. Some have Teflon fluff and nothing sticks to it. I think it has to do with the way they distribute the oil gland, the oil from the oil gland. If she is arthritic and can't turn around that far, you know, she just, things start sticking. These girls are old. Athena's 8.5, and Zara, who is inside the pen, is walking in there. She's 8.5. They're sisters, hatched at the same time. And then there's Jill over there, and her daughter Maddie over here. And dirty bum Athena. Old lady, you need some help with that, don't you? May says, he is such a fine little rooster. He is such a fine rooster. Look how that... You're a little pipsqueak compared to your girls, aren't you? But he's a good little guy. All these Bantam Cochins are really good little guys. And Axel is still getting along in the flock, believe it or not. He is part of the flock again. He'll even get on the roost bar real close to his daddy. His daddy don't put up with no guff for him no more. He's like, if you're going to stay, you're going to behave. That's kind of what I get from Bodie. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, there's those big old girls. Jill, you got some feathers stuck to you that need to be pulled off. Oh my goodness, girl, they've been molting. The molt has been bad. So I'm not getting hardly any eggs. And Cricket is broody again, Dove's mother. Cricket, the buffs are so broody. Like you can tell from Jill's very yellow legs that she hasn't been laying in a long time. And you see Maddie's legs are not quite that yellow. When they late in the laying cycle, they the yellow leaches out of their legs, and their legs are almost white. If you see a hen with bright yellow legs, she ain't laying. There's a hint for you people who don't know anything about that. If there's a hen with bright yellow legs, she's not laying. So I'm just going to go to the back and I'll show you something that is making my heart sing right now. Once more, look how yellow Jill's legs are. She hasn't laid in probably a year or more. You're going to jump on the table. Bet you can see a lot from up there. And then you look at Maddie, her daughter, who was laying since she has, and you see how much paler her legs are. That's because she's been laying in more recent history than her mother. Her mother's 7 years old. About to turn, well, no, she's about to turn 8. Yeah, Jill will be 8 next month too. So poor little old Mace with a bunch of old women. Oh, if something happens to Bash, he may get Bash's girls if they're still around. So there's that bunch of Sebastian. Say hello, Sebastian, you handsome thing, you. About to turn 8 years old, y'all. Everybody chilling in here. Right there in the middle. Right up there in the middle is Axel. You got up there you have Ren, and then Axel's down here, and then there's Phoebe and Dove. No, it's not Phoebe. Yes, it is Phoebe. It is Phoebe. Yeah, and there's Bee down there to the right. And Gunner. Hi, Gunner. Yeah, you know your name, don't you, sweetie? And Crazy Shelby. Crazy Shelby, the Easter egg right next to Gunner. And then down here, we have my Magnus and Layla and Forrest, and they're all just chilling and being good. Okay. Iris is in a nest. Are you back in here, Cricket? I mean, where are you? Oh, you gotta see this. Look in that nest box. Down there. Yeah. Yeah, Shelby and Juliet are wondering why you're in there, Bodie. What you doing in there, Bodie? Trying to tell them where to go? Good boy. You make them lay. You crack that whip, Bodie. You crack that whip. And there's Luna. I can tell Luna by her little voice. Hi, Luna. Yeah, There's the Axel. There's the little troublemaking Axel, who's turning out to be a good boy after all. Yeah. You want me to pick you up, don't you, Magnus? You goober. You're such a baby in here. Yes, you are. He don't want me to pick him up when he's on duty, but if he's in here and everybody's relaxed, he loves to be picked up and held and told how wonderful he is. Yeah, I know, my roosters. I love my roosters. So anyway, they're chilling out because they had like 3 hours outside and everybody came in, and there's Iris. There's Iris. There's Iris. Oh, there's Cricket up there. Cricket over Miss Broody Butt right over there. You're not getting no eggs, girl. So anyway, that's the chickens today. So I just want to come in and say something briefly about the video about Governor Noem shooting her dog 20 years ago because it became aggressive and destructive. I'd be the first one. I'm the first one to call out people for animal cruelty. I see people cruel to chickens all the time. And people think, well, it's a chicken? It's an animal. It can learn. Anything that learns its name, and simple commands is worthy of protection. Okay? So, I see people cruel to animals all the time. There's a channel I suggest you look at called Rocky Kanaka, Kanaka. Rocky Kanaka. He has a thing called Sitting with Dogs, and he comes to the shelter and he sits with these very scared, frightened, and sometimes injured dogs to calm them down when they're brought in or picked up or whatever by the non-kill shelter that he is associated with. So if you want to see what people do to dogs, watch Rocky's channel. And I will always call out cruelty to animals. Do I think euthanizing an animal swiftly and without pain is cruelty? No, I don't. If there's a specific reason, if you just don't want the animal, and there's nothing wrong with the animal, it's a good animal, it's your responsibility to find it another home or find somebody who can find it a home. But I don't think people received that video as well as I hoped they would. And I had to eliminate one comment that was kind of snarky to another person who commented. And I don't know what brings it out. It's like, if it's a dog, it gets excused. Well, see, the problem with this particular situation, or not the problem, but there's something about the situation that people had never considered. This dog, who had slaughtered a family's chickens, now she'd gone out hunting, so the dog was loose and coming back with her, as I understand it. This dog, she took out and she executed properly and swiftly. Whether you can do it or not, that's not your business. This is her dog. This is a ranch. This is a working dog. This isn't a pet dog. But if she had not done that and she continued working that dog, and it had a chance to go to somewhere else, to go after someone else's livestock, that dog had a chance of being gut shot. I've seen a gut shot dog. That is not pretty. It's a bad way to die. It's not swift, and it's very painful. Had one over this, when our animal control, who was a county commissioner years ago here, said, we can't deal with stray dogs. If you see a stray dog, shoot it. He did. I just don't shoot stray dogs for the sake of shooting stray dogs. My chickens are in danger, or if the dog is being aggressive to me, it's in danger of that. But otherwise, no. So I saw a gut shot dog on the property across from me. And my dog actually alerted me to it. I was walking her on the property when it was more wooded than it is now. And we were coming up the hill toward the house, and all of a sudden she started smelling, and then she pulled me to the house as fast as she could. She was trying to get me out of there for some reason. She smelled, she got upset, and she had to pull me to the house. Now, when I said, I don't know what she was, I told my husband, I said, I don't know what Kess was smelling over there, but she was very upset and wanted me home. So if you go go over there and check that lot out. Nobody's living on it. It's just bare land. It's not ours, but it's just right there. And I said, can you check and see if you can find out what she was upset about? And he found a dead dog who'd been gut shot. So that's a very painful way to die. And any dog that is killing livestock and has that taste in its mouth, you don't ever bring them back for that. From that, you just really don't. Especially some dogs with a very high prey drive, like a bird dog. So that dog was in danger of getting taken out of this world in a much more painful and slow way. And people don't think about that. Now, do I think hunting dogs should be running around everybody else's property? No. I don't give them, hunting dogs don't get a pass from me. Somebody around here has this kennel full of dogs, and I don't know if it's a kennel or if they just have a lot of dogs, but they produce a lot of noise pollution around here at times. A lot of howling and yelling and yipping, and I mean, it's insane. But I just hope that somebody understood my point. It's not that I was going, yay, she shot her dog. I was saying she took care of a problem that needed to be dealt with, and she did it herself and showed personal responsibility. And I don't know what else there is to say about that. It's triggering because it's a dog. People think dogs get passes because they are canines. No, they don't. And they were triggered by the use of a weapon, probably. I'm sorry, that's fast. That's very fast. That's a very fast death, depending on where the bullet goes. So, I'm not going to stop people from being triggered, but people really don't. They talk about things they really have no understanding of very often. You know how I feel about some of the people who talk about raising chickens on this platform, how ignorant they truly are, and how they keep promulgating these ridiculous farmers' tales and wives' tales and things like that, and making pronouncements that are just simply untrue. So that's all I want to do. Hope you enjoyed the chicken video and the peach tree. The peach tree, oh my gosh. I'm praying for enough peaches to can this year. That would be so wonderful. It'd be the first time ever. Anyway, that's all. Catch y'all later. Bye.